Some people are born talented, others lucky, but few get blessed with both. Hearing one single song on late night radio sent 88 Keys on a vinyl adventure that would ultimately lead him right to his hip-hop heroes, Q-Tip, Pete Rock, and Large Professor. Then on to becoming partners in crime with a young Kanye West, and now releasing the last song recorded with the late, great Mac Miller. My name's Eli Morgan Gesner, and I'm the co-founder of Fat Farm, Zoo York, and a whole bunch of other shit. I'm also the style editor here at UPROXX. So I came up with this show as an excuse to sit down with my friends and the defining figures behind today's creative culture. This is The Masters. What's up, man?
Chilling.
Good, thank you. Thanks for coming.
My name is 88 Keys, and I am from New York.
So when you were a kid, did you grow up in a musical family or musical environment, or where did that come from?
Like, there was hip hop music, like rap music played, like Run DMC, but I never really gravitated towards it because to me back then, I wasn't really impressed, I guess, because it was, back then it was like mainly just drum machines and then like a bass line, like a live bass line or whatever.
I don't think anyone could have predicted where it has ended up.
You know, like
it almost seemed like for sure this is just like a flash in the pan.
Like, I liked hip hop. I didn't fall in love with it yet. Then I moved to Long Island in 1990, I believe.
Where in Long Island?
West Hempstead.
Okay.
Eagle Avenue. West Hempstead. Nobody does that. And around the same time, A Tribe Called Quest.
Sure. Yeah.
People's Instinctive Travels in the Paths of Rhythm. That came out.
Yeah.
So once that came out, I felt like I had to be a part of this. Like, that's when I fell in love with hip hop. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love that record.
Yeah.
I love the Jungle Brothers record before that, and then Q-Tip does the little thing in the end.
Yeah, the promo and all that stuff, and Black is Black. So De La Soul came out, and I was like, yo, what is this? People made fun of me. Like, I remember a couple of friends made fun of me because I like De La Soul.
Really?
Well, I mean, as far as my friends, they were all about like Eric B and Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Slick Rick, and all that stuff. And I loved all those artists as well. But it was something like me liking De La Soul. They were just like a sore thumb.
Huh. That's funny. That's the premise of their first video.
Oh yeah,
is them in high school with all like the b-boys saying that they're toy.
Oh yeah, no, I lived that. And then I had the Gumby haircut, so that didn't help. It helped, but it didn't help at the same time. Yeah. You remember Kiss FM?
Of course.
98.7 Kiss FM. So on Sundays, they used to have Cool Kiss Classics.
Yeah.
98.7 Kiss FM.
So Sundays from 8 to, I want to say, midnight. I was listening to Cool Kiss Classics one night, and I heard Everybody Loves the Sunshine.
Sure.
By Roy Ayers Ubiquity.
Yeah.
Never heard it before in my life.
Really?
So I heard the song. I thought it was a weird remix for Brand New Beans, Everybody Loves the Sunshine.
Right.
Wake Up,
right.
The Everybody Loves the Sunshine remix. So I thought it was like a remix to a remix with some old guy singing. And I loved it. I was like, man, I don't even know what I'm listening to, but it sounds crazy. So I called them and I asked them about the record that they had just played, and they said, that's Roy Ayers. They told me what it was, and they said, good luck trying to find it. I said, all right, cool. And there's a record store in a town called Hempstead, which was the neighboring town to West Hempstead.
Right. As it would be.
Yeah. I guess it was east of West Hempstead. So I asked them for it. They said they didn't have it, but they said they may know a person who did, and they lived in Malvern, which is another neighboring town from West Hempstead. Mm-hmm. So they had given me this person's number, and there's a person who sold records out of from their home.
Oh, okay.
Like, they had a two-story house with a finished basement and an attic, literally top to bottom, boxes and boxes of records.
This sounds familiar. For the other people used to go there, I think. I think I've heard this story before.
Oh yeah. Well, it's yes and no.
Okay.
So I'm talking about Amy and Red, so the two old couple. They had a son named John.
Right.
John Carrero.
Oh, okay.
And he does rock, soul, and funk, jazz, and stuff. So maybe he would have it. He sold it to me.
For how much?
I want to say $11.
You get Everybody Loves the Sunshine.
Yeah.
Easiest song to make a beat out of, by the way.
Yeah.
You just throw drama over it.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking along the terms of making beats because I didn't know
how to do it. All right, so you're figuring this all out.
So I didn't know what sampling was.
Sure.
And so I purchased the record. And you know, he asked me, I remember he asked like, why do I want this record? I was like, it sounds good. And he was like, okay. I listened to the record at home and I was just like mesmerized by the record.
The whole album.
The whole album, mesmerized.
Lonesome Cowboy. The whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
And then I felt like, you know what, let me try another old record. You know, so I just randomly purchased another old record from John again. So that happened a few times, and then I started hearing samples like in hip hop songs.
Right.
Not knowing, and I still didn't get the connection, like, oh, they're taking it from these guys. And you know, I was like, yo, did I just hear that?
So how do you resolve this? Where do you go to?
Well, so all right, so by this time I was working for John Carrero. So like, yeah, I was just cleaning his records.
Huh. How old were you?
I want to say 14.
Yeah, I was gonna guess.
Yeah, I was 14 years old. I was cleaning his records, and he had like massive records and stuff. And then I inadvertently became his ear. So we would go digging on Long Island, and he knew all the spots, and like everybody knew it. Like when they saw him, he was like, "Oh, John," or whatever.
Right.
It's like, you know, cheers.
Sure.
Everybody knew his name. So I would be with him, and then eventually he would play records there, and then he'd ask me like, "Hey, what do you think of this one?" And I'm like, yeah, I could see that being used for like hip hop. Right. And so he would buy those records, maybe like $1, maybe $3, sometimes $8. And then we would do the Roosevelt conventions.
Hotel.
Yeah, record conventions. And these records that he would purchase for like, you know, $1 to like $8, he's selling for like 30,
oh yeah,
you know, $20, $30.
Right.
Killing him. And like, I said, man, I want in because like I felt like I had an ear.
But there you are. I mean, you're in probably one of the best positions possible.
Yeah, by this time, like, he kind of loved me like a little brother.
Sure.
Like I was like the kid brother he never had. So he's like, yo, you know what? Like you wanna do this? I think you can. I believe in you. Let's find out what we need. One random day, I'm cleaning records at his place, and he gets a phone call, and he's like, okay, so your name is Jonathan? And so he's taking his notes down like another customer. And you know, I'm not really thinking much of it. It's a Jonathan Davis?
Yeah.
I was all right, cool. I was like, wait a minute, Jonathan Davis? So I knew that Q-Tip's name was Jonathan Davis.
Yeah.
Jonathan W.E. Davis Jr.
Right.
And I was like, nah, I can't be.
You're a hero. Yeah.
So I asked John, I said, hey, John, ask him if he's part of a Tribe Called Quest. And he goes, yeah, are you part of A Tropical Quest?
We should start a cover band.
I hit him with this emoji. And then, I can't make this up.
Sure.
I want to say 15 minutes later, the phone goes off again. Peter Phillips. I'm like, nah.
Because he called him up.
Yeah.
I just called this guy. He's got all the records.
Yeah. So he called Pete Rock, and Pete Rock calls the house.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, so you're coming over? Yeah, just let me know the day. I was like, yo, I have to meet Q-Tip.
Sure, yeah.
I have to meet Q-Tip.
Yeah. Man, you were right there. It's amazing.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, so that changed my life.
Sure.
So, and I was trying not to be like the bugaboo kid or whatever.
Sure.
So I was just like
trying to play it cool.
Yeah, trying to play it cool. I didn't really say much to him. I was just like looking at him like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then eventually I asked him. I said, hey, so you know, how do you make beats? And he said, get a sampler. So then I told John, I said, yeah, you know, I would need a sampler. So John bought it, like came out of his pocket.
Really? For you?
Yeah, but he left it at his parents' house.
Okay.
So it's like after school when I was done with homework and stuff like that, I could go and use it. So as I was making a beat one day at John's parents' house, Q-Tip walks in with the Large Professor.
Just when you're learning. Those are two good people to come in and hear your early work.
So yeah, he walks in with the Large Professor, and while I'm making a beat, Large Professor starts freestyling as soon as he walks into the door to my beat.
Really?
Yeah, so he starts like, you know, freestyling, and then he sees me, then he calls me 88 keys like in his freestyle.
Because of the keyboard.
Yeah. And I was like, man, like if I ever make it in this business, that's the name I'm gonna go by.
Huh. Look at that.
Yep. And
that's
here
crazy.
I am, 88 keys.
So your career takes off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like it started.
All right.
And then the beat that I sold was it became Thieves in the Night to,
Oh yeah.
Black Star.
Yeah.
Give me the fortune, keep the fame, said my man Lewis. I agreed, know what he mean because we live.
And then from there, and then I wound up on Mos Def's first album. I wound up recording for his first album, like 3 made the cut.
Yeah.
But I wound up recording probably like 12 songs with him.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. Like I was just having fun.
Let's jump forward to your relationship with Kanye.
Well, I met him at Baseline Studios. And when I told him who I was, I introduced myself.
Sure.
And he was just like, yo, you 88 Keys, like, man. Nah, my first thought was like, man, this guy is really like, he's really a fan of my work. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah,
right,
because
yeah.
I didn't have any fans because nobody knew who
so
my face.
Kanye West was your first fan. That's another great claim.
Yeah.
88 Keys.
Yeah, I want to say so. Man, and so he was telling me that he makes beats and stuff, and he told me his name. I told him, I was like, man, your name looks familiar because I vaguely recall seeing them on credits, and I told him that I thought it was pronounced like the pepper, like cayenne. And he's like, nah, it's Kanye. So yeah, so he mentioned The Truth, and I love that song.
Right.
Like, that beat was so crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, man. So I was giving him props and stuff like that. And then he was like, I'm finna be a star. So like he was kind of bugging out. He said, yo, man, like, yo, we should hang out and stuff like that. Like, you know, what you doing tomorrow or whatever. I said, yeah, it's kind of not a damn thing. And, you know, I was thinking like, you know, we're gonna do the whole like underground hip hop producer thing. I'm gonna show him my studio setup and play a few beats, and he'll probably rap and like, and then, you know, we'll part ways. So he came over, I wanna say like around like 1 o'clock or whatever, did the studio thing, I was showing him my records collection, playing beats and stuff, and he's like, yo, it's blah, blah. We're in my living room, and then he sees my DVD collection, and he's like, oh. No. He said, yeah, I got DVDs too, and stuff like, yeah, I got that. So then he sees my PlayStation, that we playing PlayStation. So now it's like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And this dude is hilarious. So we were just like bouncing off each other.
Right.
You know,
become fast friends.
So then he invites me over. He's like, yo, what are you doing tomorrow? You should come through and see my spot. I was like, all right, cool. So did the same thing. And then the same thing happened. I'm with him all day. Like, time just wasn't even like relevant. You know, we just having fun with each other and just hanging out. So from 99 up until like the time his album comes out, we're with each other at least 5 times a week, at least 8 to 10 hours a day. And to this day, like, we have like a very strong bond and stuff.
Was the Viagra video?
Oh yeah.
You can see that you guys totally know what the next one's gonna do.
Yeah, that was all free. Like, that was we didn't have a script or anything. It was just like, just be old men. Yeah. And that day, he didn't want to take the prosthetics off at all. Yeah. You know, because that was his first time, just like in a long time, in years, like just being able to go outside and
not be recognized.
Yeah. And so he's like, man, yo, we should definitely go to the club with this on and stuff. And we almost did, but then, then we didn't.
So let's talk about your polo collection. Or let's talk about your polo obsession.
You know, I wasn't really trying to fit in or anything. However, I didn't want to look crazy. I didn't want to look bad.
Okay.
I wanted to be somewhat noticed, but I wasn't trying to like fit in particularly. I don't even know how that works, but.
Well, I think that's the essence between like what we were talking about earlier, like fashion and style. There's like a fine line that I think you need to walk to truly have like, this is who I am, and I'm not completely just gonna wear the entire new drop from Supreme, but I also don't want to look like Michael Alec going to like a nightclub with like, you know, pipe cleaners coming out of my green hair. You know, you don't want to, you got to find that space for you where you're not a clone, but you're not so weird that you're a clown, you know?
You know, it's funny because I actually aspire to be a clone, but not a clone of anybody else doing it. I aspire to be a clone of the mannequin in the showrooms. I fell in love with Ralph Lauren Polo as a lifestyle because I feel like I'm the character that, you know, that lifestyle is portraying.
Well, where do you keep it all? Do you have storage facilities? So, 88. Yes. Here we are with your collection.
Yep.
It looks just like a polo store. There's nothing but the entire polo collection. Which collection is this?
Yeah, it's called Great Outdoors.
Right. And so, did you go out and buy these all at once, or do you piece them together as you go?
Yeah, like, you know, I left no stones unturned.
So tell me why, and how does this inspire you when you go and you make music?
Oh, because
I mean, this is like, you know, obviously like these puffy jackets, and then this is like a little bit more fashion woodland, and this is kind of like a little bit more military. That's a really nice jacket, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, like this inspires me because like I have to be able to afford this. Goddamn. Like this was I don't want to say the price, and it was pretty
Outlandishly expensive.
Yeah, it was a pretty expensive piece.
Now, how do you decide what to wear on any given day? I mean, listen, it's the middle of the summer. You're obviously not wearing this stuff.
Yeah. So that's the beauty of what it is that I do. Like just going by the collection because I never have to put together an outfit.
So you think it all works together?
Oh no, it's not that I think it does. So I'm gonna show you. Like,
okay.
I can do this.
Uh-huh.
I do this. I do this. I do that. All right, there's more. All right, so let's see what I got here.
All right.
The big outfit reveal.
Oh my God, it totally works. You look fresh. I mean, it's fucking fresh. Give us a 360.
Oh, so here you go.
Yeah. It's pretty remarkable, man. I'm actually super impressed. You didn't even look, and the whole thing's ready to go.
Ralph, he does all the work for you. So when people feel like they want to put their own spin on things and I rock it like this, I rock it like that, it's that's fine. I mean, I'm not here to judge or tell anybody. However, the way I rock it how the mannequins rock it.
Amazing. Well, at least if you're buying his records, you know where all the money's going.
Yep. To a worthy cause, my closet.
Okay, so tell us about the single.
The first single for the album is a song that I have called "That's Life," and it features the late great Mac Miller, who was a friend of mine.
I'm sorry.
And I mean, not to get all into it, but I had spoken to him 2 days prior.
Yeah.
Yeah. Completely unexpected.
Well, he lives on in the song.
Yeah.
So what's it about?
Yeah, the song, it sums up the storyline of my album because the characters on my album, they go on an emotional and a social roller coaster.
Right.
And then it ends up there. It's what you're gonna do about it, that's life. And,
sure.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys did the song in 2015.
Yeah.
And then he... what did you know that you were going to use the song for this album?
Yeah, the song definitely it's been repurposed for it, and it ends the album perfectly.
Yeah.
It sums up the everything
theme.
Before it. Yeah, the theme of the album,
Mm-hmm.
everything before it. So it was it's as if he left a gift for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet?
Camp Flognaw in Cali.
What's that?
That's Tyler the Creator's.
Oh right, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I believe we met there, but when we met, he was, surprisingly to me, he was a fan of my work.
Oh, okay.
Because he's a real hip hop
head. Yeah.
Yeah, and me from my tenure at Raucus.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jared. And then we did the whole yeah, man, we got a link, but. Everybody does that. Yeah. And so he actually called me. But then our relationship grew from just I'm coming through to try to sell music to you to we started having conversations about everything else outside of music. That's how I knew this is an actual friendship.
Well, it's a great song, and I'm glad that you can honor him like that.
And I'm headed to the other side where the grass is always greener and your bitch is down to ride, but the ass is always meaner.
Yo, thank you, man.
Oh, thanks.
That was amazing. It was great talking to you.
Likewise.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me into your house.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime.
Cool. Good stuff.